last month, I've been feeling the energy of this day building. We've had so many eclipses of the moon and eclipses of the sun. And again, we've had the spring equinox, we've had summer solstice, and the energy since the equinox in March has just been building and building, I think, for everyone. We're all feeling it. We're all having to explore different energies as they come up in our lives. And I remind myself again and again that this is why we're here. This is what we signed up for. And all of these beautiful astrological and astronomical happenings are supporting us. We wouldn't be doing it without that, would we? Because we haven't. But since the harmonic convergence in 1987, the energy of this ascension, this awakening, has been growing and growing. And then with the 2012, the great shift, with that happening, that's really what has put a booster or fueled and sometimes very intensely under the transformation of so many. And yes, we have polarity on our planet. Yes, it seems to be more extreme, the dark and the light. But the light, as Cryon says again and again, the light is winning. There are more people that are waking up, that are doing spiritual work, that are working on shifting their own consciousness. I know many of you personally that are on this live stream, and I know that you've been working on that since we've known each other. And that is cumulative, not just for you, for all of us, for the planet. And I believe that we all share a sacred assignment to bring this planet home, to bring our beautiful Gaia, the Earth, back into ascension status, the whole planet. And for me, what that means, ascension status, is that we live heaven on earth. We are in the garden. Now, when we started with the Pleiadians coming to Earth for the experiment with the Lemurians, Mu, the continent of Mu, or Lemuria, was the Garden of Eden. It was the Garden of Eden. So the story, the other story that you've heard about the Garden of Eden, isn't real, in my humble opinion. That Mu was the Garden of Eden, and the consciousness of light and dark was known there, because humans were living on the earth with the consciousness of spirit. And now, thousands of years later, 30, 40, 50,000 years later, we are waking up to that again, but in a planetary way, in a way that's supported by the World Wide Web, where we can all be in touch with each other no matter where we are. There are people living here on this planet who don't have electricity or running water, but they have phones and they have internet and they can connect. There's never been anything like that in this world, in this time. So now that we have that, we begin to connect our global consciousness, not just our global electric grid. We connect our global consciousness with each other. and with the energy field that surrounds the planet. And it holds us in the beautiful hands of spirit, in the beautiful heart of spirit, as though our own heart just came out of our chest and created this wonderful chalice where higher consciousness can expand, can blossom, just like a flower. It blossoms. And that's what's happening right now. That's what you are a part of. That's what we are all a part of. And today, on 8/8/2018, we have a day unlike any other day. Like every day is unlike any other day. But today we have support from the cosmos. So take a breath with me. And let's just take a minute to tune into each other and all of the people that are on this call, on this live stream, and all of those who are not. Maybe you know some folks that are not able to be here but would like to. And if we all connect with others in our minds and in our hearts, then we are all here together. And just for a moment, place your hand on your heart. It doesn't matter which hand. It even could be both hands. Close your eyes and let yourself breathe more fully and more deeply into your heart. And feel that place in your chest soften. And begin to feel each breath going in and out through your heart, as if there were a place for breathing in your heart. And remember, your lungs are on either side of your heart. So your physical body is breathing together. And now let your emotional body breathe with it. Feel the feeling in your heart of gratitude. This very moment is a gift. Connecting with family. Being in the portal of the Lion's Gate and feeling our star parents around us. Feel your gratitude right along with your breath. And let your breath soften and deepen. And your body relax. And let the feeling of gratitude from your heart move all the way out to the edges of your body so that you feel it everywhere, all across the boundaries of your skin. Your head, your arms, your legs, your feet. And let your breath go with that gratitude, so you are breathing gratitude in and out. And your whole body is your heart. And you are healing right now with each breath. And you are waking up the world with your loving gratitude as it goes out in waves and touches other waves. Whether or not you're in the same city or town or state or country, those waves touch each other. Take another big breath. And notice your body feeling a little tingly all the way around. That's the life force of your gratitude. And another breath. And then without coming away from that feeling of gratitude, that feeling of tingly, just bring your awareness back into the now and slowly open your eyes. Come back to this moment. Just continue to breathe softly and deeply and stay with that while we do the rest of this live stream. Let yourself just feel that place of healing for as long as we're together. And then why not take it with you into your life when we go? I'd like to connect with you for a moment about this special portal today, the 8-8. I actually have a friend that I've known for many, many years who was born on 8-8 in 1953, which is another 8. So happy birthday, Reed. And the thing about the 8 is that it really just gives us so much visually, doesn't it? It's so perfectly balanced. It's so much about abundance. And when you put the 8 on its side so that it's more like this, right in the center is what we call the 0 point. And for me, the 0 point is the point where anything is possible. And you can go in one direction or the other. Isn't that wonderful? You can pick and choose. And you can go back to the left and to the right, back through the infinity of that point right in the middle, that 0 point. And how we make those choices really are what aligns us with the results. If we're making choices out of fear or out of shoulds or out of old programs that are mostly based in fear, then we aren't making them with our highest good coming up. It's going to be, as you know, one of my life's lessons has been that every time I've made a choice based on fear, it just hasn't come out very well. And I usually have a mess. Sometimes it's an expensive mess in dollars. Sometimes it's time, or sometimes it's friendships and loved ones. So making those choices out of fear, never a good idea. And I've always found that the longer I put off making a choice that is kind of leaning towards the fear part, and I don't do it, then something that's the right thing comes along. And I just have to trust that. I hope I continue to grow that trust in spirit, because it seems that it gets easier. It gets easier, but you have to take a leap in order for that to happen. So here we are on the balance of 8-8, and we can go either way. We can take a leap to the north or the south or the east or the west. and see what happens. See what happens. And trust that in that 0 point, we can invite in Spirit to help us make that choice. Spirit to support us in that choice. Because we are spirit in this human container. We are. That is all the teachings that Lee Carroll Cryon, I, and the Star Mothers have been giving, is the life that we have here is a container for the spirit. So I would like to bring the Star Mothers through because they would like to come through, and they have been, they're so patient. They've been so patient with me, but with opening up this portal for all of us and imagining that our parents were Lemurians and many other lifetimes. So our parents were Lemurian, and then those parents were Pleiadians. And the Pleiadians' parents were Syrians, Arcturians, and those from Orion. So we have a legacy of lineage from the stars. And as we come together today, and any time that we gather and we speak of spirit and we work on and play with raising our vibration, we create a connection to those generations of ancestors, not from this planet. So let's take another moment to go back to that feeling of gratitude all the way around us. And settle in for a moment into a feeling of being loved, held in the hands and the arms and the hearts of love. And we invite the Star Mothers and our whole galactic family to step in, to surround us with their wisdom, remind us of our own wisdom. Dear shining ones, we greet you this day measured with the symbol 8. For you know it is not merely a number. We see it as planets passing one another, 2 orbs in the sky. We see it as star clusters aligning. We see it as a portal of awakening for you, all of you. We see that you are learning balance. And we bring you again and again our deepest love. For you, our children, are nothing but perfect to us. Only perfection waiting to unfold. And this number 8 today brings that to you in so many ways. We want to tell you things that you may not have heard of or come across. This portal, this 8818 portal, is very alchemical. And we mean alchemical in the greatest sense, in that there is a creation happening. Science is looking beyond its limitations imposed by linear thinking. It is seeing into the heart and the soul of matter and seeing how spirit lives in matter. And that is alchemical. It is being transformed. The minds of the linear are moving into a place of transformation, of all-encompassing thoughts, of all-encompassing calculations that leave out nothing. And this brings a large part of your world forward. And also know the alchemy of the 8818 will take place personally for so many of you, in that the third language will begin to unfold in many of you that have not experienced it. And for those that have, you may allow yourself to open to it in new ways. We know many of you are familiar with the light language. And this is what we speak of. But it does not only manifest in glyphs. It manifests in tones, in paintings, in medicine, in love. It manifests in new ways because it is an expansion of the consciousness that you were born with so many, many, many years ago. So don't be surprised, our dear shining ones, when portals begin to open for you and you are drawn to creating from a place inside of you that is inside of us. And as you let that flow, let the alchemy of your abundant abilities just flow. And we ask you to step back from expectations of outcomes or judgments of outcomes. Those limiting factors keep you from experiencing the true magic that you are. For you are that indeed. That is the perfect word for a being that has everything spiritual and everything human/physical dancing around inside of you at the same time. It is magic. You are. We. From the most ancient family to the little ones growing inside of their mothers. From the ideas dancing around inside of you. Allow that. Just allow it with wild abandon. We see young children releasing balloons into the air. That's the feeling. Laying in the grass and giggling as they float up to the sky. That's the feeling. The magic of wild abandon in your creation. The alchemy of the internal dance between spirit and human. And the family that you are becoming more and more. Each moment. Each moment. And for us, moments are not measured the same, as you know. Time is an ever-expanding spiral. that does not begin in the middle or the outside, and we allow these measurements because you live in a form that makes them necessary. However, know that on the other side, where we live, measurement is not necessary. And so we ask you not to measure your love for yourself, not to measure your love for others, for your family, for your community, for your work, for your creations. Release the need to measure and see how free you are. And know that we, the Star Mothers, are your guardian angels. And we will retell something that Mele'ha said from the stage only a week ago. What she said in response to a teaching from Cryon is that we look at angels with human faces. We make them look human. You make Jesus look human. You make the angels look human. And then, what do aliens look like? What do ETs, what do off-planet beings look like? Yeah, not like humans. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? For we, your parents, are not from this planet. And no, we don't look like humans. We do, and we are angels. We look like angels, and we are angels. The guardian angels that you've been talking about all your lives, that's us, your parents, your star parents. And yes, we are with each and every one. Always. The only separation is your forgetting. As soon as you have a thought or a feeling of this, you recognize that we have not moved. So we invite you to have many thoughts of us, to have many feelings of us, and let us walk with you, talk with you, sleep with you, think with you, love with you, heal with you, and be. Simply be. So on this beautiful, perfect day, we are with you. We see you in the abundance of the light that you are, and you continue to awaken to. And as always, as close to your physical body as we get is your 8th chakra, that place right above your physical head. And we step back now. We do not leave. We just step back. And we hover in that place, ever awaiting our connection with you. All right. Deep breath, everybody. Oh, yeah. So I always feel great after that. And I didn't know why the Star Mothers told me to unpack my suitcase this morning. It's ready for my next weekend, my product suitcase all packed, and take out one of these beautiful metal plates that is the artwork from the Lemurian codes cards. And they said, just take it out. I said, okay, because there are 11 of them. But this is the one that they wanted me to take out and show you. I'm going to make sure it's right side up. Okay, so this is it. And you can see in here, this is card 11, which is the Pleiadian card. And you can see the energy from the Pleiades coming down through the top of it into the genetic code of the human. And if you look around, you can see the 4 humans standing inside of the genetic code. And then on the bottom is the earth, the brown part. And in the very center of the circle is the flower of life. And so that is what they say. This particular image lives etherically above our head in our 8th chakra. So there it is. Isn't it beautiful? There, I want you to see it without too much reflection. So that's why sometimes I question and sometimes I just do it. So this Saturday, we have a new moon in Leo, which is another one of the amazing astrological connections that's happening at this time. And the new moon is the time for new beginnings, and the eclipses are sort of time for really taking a look at, is this where I want to be? Is this what I want to be doing? And if it is, great. And if it's not, you know, you have help. So in this beautiful 8-8, take the time when you step away from the computer, take a few moments just to be and feel this energy of love and support from all of the galactic family, from the Star Mothers, and from me, and from our beautiful family all over the planet. Thank you.